Not many people get to brag about podiuming at a cubing competition. But after getting one myself, I want to share with you guys 5 tips that will help you podium at cubing competitions so you can brag to your friends. The first tip that I have for you guys for podiuming at competitions is know when not to push. And what I mean by that is, let's say it's the final solve. If you get your fastest solve, you could get first place. However, if you just get a decent solve, you get third place. If you push, like try to go super fast, you might end up messing up and then get your worst solve, accidentally +2, and then you're suddenly in 5th place. So if you just did that average solve, didn't go too fast, didn't really worry about it, didn't push, then you could have gotten 3rd place, which is better than 5th. So just don't push. You can, but if you feel like you might mess up or you're not too sure, just don't risk it. Don't take risks in the finals. I feel like the second tip is not looked at all, and it's inspection. I feel like inspection is so important. I feel like it's more important than the actual solve, because most cubers just see the actual solve as the bulk of it. They don't really care about inspection. They just think, oh, 15 seconds to look at the cube and plan it out. But inspection is actually so important because you literally get free time to look at the cube and plan your cross. If you're more advanced, like first 2 pairs, it is literally just free time to pretty much solve in your brain. And like I said, most cubers overlook inspection. So if you practice inspection a lot, you can be a lot better than your competitors. The third tip I have is practice normal averages. You hear this all the time, do comp sim, but it is actually so important, because I'm sure you guys have probably heard before, do your homework at your desk, eat at the table, and sleep in your bed. And don't do homework in your bed, don't eat at your desk, because then your brain gets confused, when you're trying to sleep in your bed, but you normally do homework in your bed, your brain thinks, oh, let's do homework. But no. If you're doing 100 solves, just trying to get the fastest solves possible, like I said before, know not when to push. And, if you're doing 5 solves, you might not want to push on those, but you pushed in the 100 solves. And that is kind of solving is kind of like in a competition. So your brain might think, let's push, but you don't want to. So practice comp sim. That's all I want to say. Now this fourth one, I think it is super underrated. I don't do it a lot, and I feel like more people should definitely do this because it's really helpful for competitions, and it's learn to recover after bad solves. If I get a bad solve, like I +2 or DNF or something, my brain is going to think, dang it, man, I'm not going to do good now. I'm going to ruin the average, And if I think that, I probably will end up ruining the average because, that's not very good for my, for my brain to think, oh, you're going to do poorly, because then I probably will do poorly. So learn to recover after bad solves, just don't worry about it. It's all going to be okay. One time, for my Pure Mix PR average, I started with a DNF, then got a 4.1, then got 2 2s and a 3, and got a 3.2 second average. Started with a DNF, 3.2 second average, with a counting 4.1, so see, it's going to be okay, guys. The final tip I have is to train for consistency and not speed. Because if you train for speed, your times might be a little inaccurate, or not inaccurate. They might be a little skewed. Maybe one day you're averaging 9 and the next day you're averaging 12, Train for consistency. I don't really know how to train for consistency. Maybe just don't think okay, we have to get a bunch of 9s today. No. Just do solves and try to be consistent in all of them, I think. Don't try to plan too much in one solve or do fancy stuff in another one. Just solve consistently. That's all I can say for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned some new stuff about trying to podium at competitions. Also, just, you got to be fast to podium, so definitely work on that. And if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe if you're not already to be here before 3,000 subscribers. We're 600 away about, so hit that sub button. Please. I need a new boom arm for my mouth.